Okay, sorry about that. It's someone knocking on the door. So when we're finding a scale factor here, we have an image and a pre-image. The image doesn't have any primes on there. Sorry, the pre-image doesn't have any primes on there. The image does. So when we want to figure out, is this dilation? So we're dilating from point P, this figure here, and the result is this. So triangle ABC is our pre-image to our image. We want to figure out, is this an enlargement or a reduction? Well, it's a reduction here. All right, so since it's a reduction, I know that my scale factor is going to be between the numbers 0 and 1. All right, so how we do this, we always take our image and divide it by the pre-image. And with a triangle, you can pick any side that you want, and then its corresponding side. So when we're working in the coordinate plane, it's always easiest to find either a vertical side or a horizontal side. So I'm going to use CA, so C prime A prime, over CA. Now C prime A prime is 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so my scale factor is going to be 1/2 once I reduce it. All right, so up here, a little difference. They just wanted the scale factor. They wanted it written as a ratio. That's why we follow the order here. Now, when we're analyzing a dilation, we want to make sure we're image over pre-image. Okay, so in this case, we have two quadrilaterals. It's a dilation of the other. So we started with this smaller figure, and after the dilation, we ended up with that outside figure. So the first thing I notice is that it's an enlargement. So I'll call it with an E. So my scale factor has to be greater than 1. Remember, we are always image over pre-image. So we take any of the sides. Now they only gave me LK, so I'm going to be L prime, K prime over LK. Well, L prime, K prime over here is 18. LK is 12. So I reduce these. 6 goes into there 3 times. 6 goes into here twice. Does this satisfy the qualifications I laid out here? Yes. So it's 3 over 2. Go ahead and do the try it on your own and check your work. Just kidding. It's a repeat. All right. So similarity statements. Similarity statements are just like congruent statements. We match the corresponding angles inside. So write a statement for the triangles above. So I'm referring to these here. So if I start with A, B, C, okay, I'm going to state that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. So the symbol for similar is this little, if you guys are taking Spanish, it's like a little tilde. It's a congruent without the equal sign. All right, so list all the congruent angles and write a proportion that relates to corresponding sides. So JKL is similar to triangle PMN. So the angles are just like congruent statements. Angle J is congruent to angle P, first and first. Angle K is congruent to angle M. And angle L is congruent to angle N. Those are congruent. Now the sides are not congruent clearly, but they're proportional. So that means the ratio of JK over, it's going to correspond to PM, is going to be equal to the side KL over MN, and also equal to LJ over NP. Now you guys aren't going to have to do these on your assignment at all. I might ask you for the angles that are congruent, but this is what we're going to use moving forward. So the ratios are congruent. Now, with this, I'm going to skip the angles for right now. This triangle, it looks like one triangle with a line through it, but we need to recognize that we have two triangles here. Okay, this smaller triangle is YRS. The large triangle is YXZ. z. So we can still use this to write out our proportions that are congruent. So xy, this side right here, the ratio of that xy over ry is equal to yz, this side of the triangle, over ys, and that is equal to xz, the bottom of the triangle, over the bottom of this triangle, zs. Now notice, all of my top pieces come from one triangle, all of my bottom, my denominators, come from the other. So the main event, I've kind of been going quickly through this because the main event is this here, using a scale factor to find a missing side. So if the figures are below, or similar below, they have a scale factor of 2 to 3. So we usually write that of 2 to 3. The smaller one represented in the smaller number, the bigger figure represented in the bigger. Find the value of x. So we have 2 over 3 as our scale factor. We're going to create a proportion, so we're going to set it equal to something to help us find this x here. We need to keep this ratio for these. So 2 over 3 is small over big is equal to the small figure over the big figure here. How do we get out of this? We cross multiply. 2x is equal to 3 times 42. We get 126 divided by 2. X is equal to 63. Now these ones, we have the figures below are similar with a scale factor of 6 to 5, big over small. Find the value of x. So 6 represents this one, 5 goes with this one, so we're going to go x over its corresponding side, 28. So when we cross multiply, we get 5x is equal to 6 times 28, 168, divide by 5, x equals 33.6. Now here, this time they want us to find the value of x, but they did not give us a scale factor. They simply told us that they are similar. So our first job is to find a scale factor. To do that, we need a side on this one and the corresponding side over here. So on this triangle, I'm looking for x, and I know BC is 28. Well, if BC is 28, I can figure out what is it going to be corresponding to? It's corresponding to EF. Okay, so 28 over what it corresponds to, 20, is going to be equal to, so I went from this left to right, is equal to, I go back to my left-hand triangle, x over 25. And now I cross multiply here. 20x equals 28 times 25, 700. X equals 35. Go ahead and try number 7 on your own here. All right, so I have a 75 and an X, a 32 and a 40. So I know I'm going to use this given value PS. PS is corresponding to WZ. So I have 75 over WZ, 40. There's our scale factor. We can reduce, but we don't have to. It'll save us a step if we don't. 75 over 40 equals X over, what does X correspond to? RS is going to correspond to this YZ, 32. Cross multiply. 75 times 32, 2400. X equals 60. So those are some of the more similar ones. I wanted to skip towards these ones. I'm going to do these first, and then I can wrap up with that afterwards. But always start with finding a scale factor. So we have 4x minus 1 and x plus 5. So I need something. Sorry. I have this 25 over here. TL is going to correspond to CH. So I'm going to have 25 over 10 is equal to, I go back to this original triangle, 4x minus 1 over, so that was Ly over HK, x plus 5. Cross multiply here. We have an expression, a polynomial. We need to use our parentheses. So 10 times 4x minus 1 equals 25 times the quantity x plus 5. 40x minus 10 equals 25x plus 125. Subtract the 25x here. We get 15x minus 10 equals 125. 15x equals 135 after I move. 135 divided by 15. X is equal to 9. Now, they didn't just want 9. They wanted me to find Ly. Ly right here, I plug it in. 4 times 9 minus 1. 36 minus 1, or minus 1 equals 35. Now, when they have these two together here, first thing we want to do is figure out or write in our given information. So BR is 4x plus 7. BG is 18. Find the value of x. Okay, so I'm given 12 and 8. Okay, so that makes up this smaller triangle here, 12 and 8. Now on the big triangle, I have 4x plus 7 and 18. So I know that 12 over 4x plus 7 is going to be equal to the scale factor of 8 over 18. So 8 over 18 equals 12 over 4x plus 7. Cross multiply, 18 times 12, 216 is equal to 8 times 4x plus 7. 216 equals 32x plus 56. Solve. 216 minus 56. 160 equals 32x. X is equal to 5. All right, so this one up here, the only thing different is they wanted x and y. So we know we're going to have to do this problem twice. So I have all 3, and then I have 2 missing and 1 over here. So since I know HJ, okay, I need to figure out what it corresponds to. It corresponds to DE. So here's my scale factor. It comes from DE corresponding to 15 here. So I'm going to go 9 over 15 is equal to, now if I'm solving for x, GH, I need to set that equal to DF. So I'm going to go 12 over x. And then cross multiply. 9x is equal to 15 times 12. 180. X is equal to 20. Now when I do the second one, I can leave this 9 over 15. I don't have to do any extra work. Now I'm trying to find y, and that corresponds to 14. So since I did 9, so left over right, I have to grab the 14 first over y. I get 9y equals 15 times 14, 210 divided by 9. Y is equal to 23.3. All right, so this is a lot. We might spend 2 days on this. We'll see how it goes. But let me know if you have any questions.